Middle school is tough for students. There are higher expectations, navigating new social dynamics. It's a time of big transition. For Allie, who's now in college to become a journalist, her librarian, Mrs. Kristen Hinders, wasn't just a keeper of books. Her quiet role was so much more.
Not your traditional school library. It wasn't just books. It was very much a place where you could go gather with your friends or also have independent time. I've always loved books. I've always loved reading, but Miss Hinders really heightened that love for reading that I have. Then it was my 8th grade year. I was diagnosed with a rare brain tumor, and Hinders was just there. It was one day in her library. I went in and I needed an escape. I needed to not be in the middle of a pandemic at 14, and she handed me a book. And she just sat me in a corner. I didn't go to classes that day. And that was just when I really found a way to escape from my reality.
The reality right now, though, for the Waterloo Community School District is that it has to cut its budget more than $20 million over 3 years. Superintendent Dr. Jared Smith calls it a perfect storm. Federal pandemic money is gone, student needs like special ed are increasing, and State House Republicans agreed to a 2% increase in funding to public schools, which doesn't keep up with inflation.
It doesn't meet what the rising cost of doing anything, especially education. And so there will have to be cuts somewhere. So at 2%, 159 Iowa school districts will be either cutting staff or having to implement the budget guarantee.
Here in Waterloo, just like a lot of districts across the state, almost every district across the state of Iowa has had to get tight with their budget, and we are no different.
In Waterloo this school year, it means Mrs. Hinders won't be in the library. Most of the full-time librarian positions are cut.
It's more than 10% of our budget, which means ultimately it's not just going to be curriculum. It's not just going to be operations. It's going to be employees, unfortunately. So that was part of our budget reduction process. We hate to cut any employee, doesn't matter who it is.
Half of Iowa school districts, they're in a really hard position that they have to either cut teachers or raise property taxes. It is not popular to raise property taxes, but firing people is just a really awful reality that they're facing now.
I think they're one of the most beneficial jobs for students. I think Mrs. Hinders was the best educator ever in my life.